Here we go, that lovely fruit cake with dates, prunes, raisins, and cherry. Great for a lovely dessert after dinner, a potluck, or just a nice evening tea with a cup of tea. Here we go, tea time cake from Jenny's Walk. Come on in and let's see how to put this lovely tea time fruit cake together. Let's get cooking. Hi foodies, welcome to my kitchen. This is Jenny here from Jenny's Walk. So today foodies, I'm going to make a nice little tea cake. It's a sponge cake with some fruits in it. So in here I have some fruits. I have dates, prunes, raisins, and you know the tutti frutti. I have a whole bunch of them in there, and I have cherries. So I give it a nice rough chop, and I had this soaking in here. Let me show you a whiskey. I had it soaking with this lovely little fireball cinnamon whiskey, one of this, and this here is a cup and 1 cup and a quarter fruits all together. I use one of this to have it soaking for the past hour, 2 hours. So I'm going to put this lovely sponge cake together, and we're going to infuse it with this. It's going to keep its own color. I'm not going to use any molasses or anything to give it any color. So let's get started. So here I have 1 cup of sugar, 2 sticks of butter. Each stick of butter is half a cup, so that's like 1 cup, half and half, 1 cup of butter. There you go. We're going to cream that. So for this, I think I'm going to go in with 4 eggs, but the egg seems to be a little small, so I may use the 5 eggs at room temperature. We're going to be using 1 teaspoonful of baking powder. I'm going to be using some clove, some essence, and if you look in my extract or essence, if you look into my page, you will see where I make my own. You could take a look at that, and you could make your own extract, almond extract, allspice, lemon, lime, all of them. And for that aromatic, our Angostura bitters from the House of Angostura, from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is my homemade almond essence. We're going to put in some of that, and of course some cinnamon. I'm going to add a little cinnamon also into this, and because we have the cinnamon fireball going on, so I'm going to mix this up and let that sit there until we're ready for it. We're going to be using 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, which we're going to sieve. Now what I'm going to be doing is a little different. We're going to separate the eggs. We're going to use the yellow part of the egg, then we're going to put the white separate, and we're going to foam that up and add it last in the batter. This is going to give you a more spongy cake, allow more air into that batter. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, my dear foodie, we're going to cream the sugar and the butter together. You know, here at Jenny's Walk, we're here to learn, share, and create. So don't forget to share this video in your food groups that you're in, your friends, family, neighbor, co-workers, everyone join in, so we could all be great chef in our kitchen, our own home chef for our family. So cream in the butter and sugar now, foodies. So here, foodies, that batter all mixed really nicely. So I'm going to add in 2 eggs at a time, 2, 4, and then I have 3 eggs. I'm going to get this all beaten nicely. And here is the egg white, all beat nicely. This is what I'm going to show to you when we're going to be adding this in. And that fruits I puree up really nicely. So the next step now is to get the eggs into the batter. So I'm going to go with the 2 eggs and then the 3. That hand mixer I'm using today is very noisy, so I'm just going to show you when it's done. So foodies, now that the yellow egg, the yolk part is done, now let's go in now with our aromatics or spices. So quarter teaspoonful of quarter teaspoonful of 5 spice powder, and quarter is a half a teaspoonful of cinnamon, and quarter teaspoonful, a little less than a quarter teaspoonful of the clove, because the clove is very strong, and be mindful of that. Then of course Angostura bitters from the House of Angostura. This is my secret. I love to use this. Marvelous taste it gives to your cakes, desserts, sweets. In goes some mixed essence, that is the mixed one, and then I like to put some almond essence also. So you just eyeball like quarter teaspoonful. In goes that, and now we're going to go again mixing. So now foodies, we're going to go with the flour. First I'm going to go with the 1 cup, and to this I'm going to add the baking powder and the salt. Sieve your flour so it gets very airy, no lumps, and it gives you a nicer cake. So let me add the baking powder and the salt. Now foodies, the remaining of the flour, just like so. And I'm going to get that all incorporated in there. Just give it a little mix so it don't fluff all over me. There we go. So foodies, here now we're going to add the egg white, little at a time. I'm going to give this a good mix, and then I'm going to continue with the rest of the egg white. So foodies, here we have the white part of the egg that all fluffed up, all mixing really nicely in here. Everything looks beautiful, smells divine also. So now I'm going to add in all the fruit that we puree in that mini food chopper. Just going to give it a good mix just like so. You don't need to do anything fine. If you have jam, you could put some jam in here. Any jam you have, you could go, because it's fruit. It's a fruit base. I'm not putting any coloring in here like burnt sugar or molasses. I just want this to come up with its own color. You know, let's see what's going to happen. It's a nice tea cake that you could have in the evening time. Your friend come over or your family after dinner dessert. Wow, this looks marvelous as it is. And you know, when this bake is going to get a darker color. So you know, here at Jenny's Walk, we're here to learn and share. So this is a nice one you could share. You could make this for a nice potluck you take into your job. This all mixing really beautiful. And I love the scent, that cinnamon. That cinnamon whiskey is really carrying it nicely. And we added extra cinnamon into it. So now, dear foodies, let's get baking. So here I have a 9-inch round pan. I'm going to give it a good spray. Nice cooking spray. It's a non-stick. You're going to put it at 350, and we're going to put some water in it. One of your big dish, put some water, fill it up with water, and just put it in the bottom so we have a nice steam bath going on there. Newspaper, you know, I like to reuse. My audience know Jenny don't waste anything. Put it upside down right there in the bottom of the cake pan. And you could just cut the other one. Give it a little patch up. Now, if you don't have this, if you don't want to use this, not a problem. You have the parchment paper. I have parchment paper in there. You could also do that. Put it in, just line it in the bottom. It's a non-stick. You don't have to, but sometimes, you know, your cake may not want to come out. You want to stick in the bottom a little more, whatever. Just put it in just like so. Although it's a non-stick, I still like to brace myself for the unexpected. So there you go, really nice. And you don't have to flour this because it's a non-stick. So now in goes that lovely batter, all falling down there for herself. So this is a 9-inch cake. So let's pour all our batter in, and we're going to get ready for a 350 oven. So foodie, all the batter fit really nicely. So give it a good pat, a nice 3 pat, another 3 pat. This now, any bubbles you have in there, it will just come up to the top. Just give it a little pat. Oven is ready at 350. We're going to go in for like maybe 50 to 60 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. Okay, foodies, it's a bit warm, so I want to take it out now and put it on the rack so it could get cool. There we go, really beautiful. Remember the butter paper. You see the great job it does. So we're just going to pull that butter paper off, just like so. Very easy and nice. It's a lovely cake. Smells great. There you go. Really soft and nice. Beautiful and nice. This is a nice size. This is what? 1 3/4 inches. So we're just going to leave it on the rack and let it cool nice, because when you leave it in the pan, it's tend to get sweaty and it'll get wet. So just take it out your pan and let it cool there for a little bit, and then we're going to cut into this lovely tea cake. So foodies, let's cut into this cake now. It's all cool and nice. So let me take it out from the rack. There you go. I'm going to cut a nice piece in the middle, down to the end. In the middle again, down to the end. And that looks marvelous right there. There you go. Let's take a look at that. Wow, isn't that lovely? Look at the nice little sponginess here we have. Beautiful brown color, and all our fruits going on in there, all didn't soak to the bottom, settle to the bottom, sorry. They all at about into the cake. So another marvelous cake here from Jenny's Walk. Let me just try a piece of this, my dear foodie. It's still very warm. Lovely taste, those fruits. That lovely cinnamon. Wow. The cinnamon carried through with that brandy that we use, or whiskey or whatever it was. And remember, we added more cinnamon into the fruits and we zap it. Awesome, beautiful. I can't wait for you to give this a try, my dear foodie. Delicious. So don't forget to like and share this lovely video with your friends and your family and your food groups that you are in. Lovely fruit cake that you could make for tea time or after dinner, a potluck, you're going to your friend's house. Lovely idea, step by step, easy to make. So thank you for joining me. From my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking.